Hi there, Hajar. So, I'm glad to see that you've written these essays for us. Let's see what you did here, shall we? Dear Mrs. Hazan, I am writing to your attention to let you know that you will be my host family when I will come to study English at Oxford University next month. All right, let me read a little more and then I'll make my corrections. So, my name is Hajar, 27 years old. I am Emirati. My English language is advanced, but I do struggle sometimes in my spoken and written language. I am not very fluent in my language, and I have a high desire to sound like a native English speaker in my speech. I have decided to study English abroad, in the UK, and stay with an English family in order to learn and practice English best with them. All right, why don't we start with these first two paragraphs? I think I've read enough to give you some corrections. The language that you're using, Hajar, is not totally accurate. So, first of all, this I'm writing to your attention is awkward. The first thing you should do to Ms. Hazan is probably thank her for agreeing to be your host family. So, dear Mrs. Hazan, I'm writing to thank you for agreeing to be my host family when I come to study English at Oxford University next month. Why? Because when is a time word which does not require, does not require, that's incorrect. It cannot have a future tense after it. It always will have a present or a past tense, but never future, even if the meaning is future. All right. This so here is really too conversational. It's as if you're talking to your buddy in the street, and this is not really appropriate. You've never met Mrs. Hazan, therefore the language needs to be more formal here. Okay? And there are certain conventions of formal letter writing that we need to stick to. Okay? Another thing I want you to remember is that we capitalize the names of countries, the names of languages, and so forth. So let's start it again here. I wouldn't have put this in this paragraph. I would have put this in the previous paragraph. So let's try it like that. I am writing to thank you for agreeing, dear Mrs. Zahn, I am writing to thank you for agreeing to be my host family when I come to study English at Oxford University next month. My name is Hajar. I am 27 years old and Emirati. That's okay. My English language is advanced, but I do struggle sometimes in my spoken and written language, okay? I would not have said this, I'm not very fluent, because you just said that you're advanced, so get rid of that and say, I have a high desire to sound like a native English speaker. So, okay, let's get rid of this. So I have a high desire to sound like a native English speaker. Therefore, I have decided to study English abroad in the UK and stay with an English family in order to learn and practice English with them. Okay, and get rid of this best. I think that works quite nicely. It certainly has a better flow and it sounds more natural. Let's take a look at the next paragraph. Just would like to tell you, no, that I am Muslim and only eat halal foods. So can you please inform me if there are Arabic restaurants near your town? And do they cost a lot? Or at least, is there a supermarket that sells halal meat so I can cook it myself? Regarding the Oxford University, how long does it take to reach there? Is it easy to find a taxi? Or should I rent a car in advance? Okay. The questions you're asking, as far as information goes, are fine. The problem with them is the grammar and the tone. It's all far too informal. Basically, when we're trying to write a formal letter, we want the language to be as indirect as possible. So we don't ask questions like, do they cost a lot? Instead, we use these indirect questions which sound more like, please let me know if they are expensive. Okay? Or, how long does it take to reach there? Instead of that, would you please inform me regarding the duration I require to arrive there? Or something like that. So indirect questions are what you need. Okay? This just would like to tell you no is wrong grammatically, so I want to fix that as well. Okay, let's try it differently. So, I would like to inform you that I am Muslim and only eat halal foods. Would it be possible to inform me if there are Arabic restaurants near your town? Also, please advise me regarding the cost. Okay, that's much more formal sounding. Then here, alternatively, perhaps there is a supermarket that sells halal meats so I can cook myself. Okay? Regarding Oxford University, we don't put a the. I would like to know how far away it is from your home. And if I may reach the university by taxi. Would you also let me know if I should rent a car in advance? Okay, so I've changed everything around so there are not so many direct questions and they have more of this indirect, more formal language to them. I will arrive at the airport on 2nd of June, capital J, at 7 p.m. Would it be possible for someone to meet me there? All right, that's more formal, more polite than can someone. I will stay with you for 2 months until the 2nd of August. I cannot wait, no E, to meet you, no with, and experience, no the, life in UK and in an English home in particular. Please let me know if you have any specific questions about myself. Yours, Hajar. Okay, again, yours is a little informal. You've never met Mrs. Hazan. I'm going to remind you of that. So stick to something a little more formal sounding like yours sincerely. Okay? It's a nice effort. You've definitely extended your answers. You've definitely given a lot of information. But I do want to change the tone of all of this so that it sounds more formal, more polite. Okay? Very interested to see what you would do in a informal letter. Okay, let's move on to your task 2. Okay. Historically, research investigating factors associated with industrial marketing studies covers topics such as international and domestic products. Several lines of evidence suggest that international products should not be imported, while other analysts argue they represent a variety, careful with your typing, a variety of cultures, ideas, and languages. In this essay, I shall appeal to a number of studies that support such debate and present my own opinion, which is to some degree aligned with both views. All right. It's very wordy. Okay, so check it out. You've got this introductory paragraph, and it is actually longer than some of your body paragraphs. So that's something that I definitely disagree with. Typically, we recommend a 4-paragraph structure. So you've got an introduction, a conclusion, and 2 body paragraphs. I see here you have 3 body paragraphs, but they're small paragraphs. And like I said before, they're actually smaller than your introduction, which I disagree with. Your introduction is just that. It's an introduction. It gets like 2 jobs done, and then you're out of there. You go into your body paragraphs, and that's where the real crux of the essay is. That's where you do all of your development. That's where you show all of your ideas, and that's where you should really focus all of your energy. Let's see. I also felt that this was a little vague. I wanted it a little more specific to the topic at hand. You talk about international products being imported. Well, yeah, okay, but we're talking about international marketing. So be careful, make sure you are focused exactly on the topic that's being discussed. Okay, spent quite a bit of time with this, so let's keep moving on. Also, I have to tell you, I wasn't super happy with this. I will present my own opinion, which is in some degree aligned. Just be a little more specific. So on the one hand, I believe this. However, this is also true. All right, be a little more specific here. All right, let's move forward. To begin with, many proponents strongly believe with an E in preventing non-locally made products because of their fear that domestic industries might be less attractive. For example, China department industry indicates, no comma, the more consumers buy from global industries, the less benefits the local companies obtain, let alone reverse it. What do you mean? That is not a paragraph. That is a main idea, and there is no real support. So what do you mean? Why? How is this true? So support it. That's absolutely what's missing here. Okay? So just give me a little extra information. Contrary to this opinion, this is a little awkward, quantity of commentators. You could have just said, contrary to this opinion, there are some who raise the suggestion that foreign industries are surely quested, no, that's a wrong word, to evolve cultural knowledge and exchange languages. According to Smith Loyalty, okay, the universal shopping does not only showcase their products, no semicolon but a comma, but rather excels in carrying their culture and language, which are more preferable by consumers. All right, I'm very confused about what we're talking about. I'm assuming this is the international marketing essay, but you're so concerned with showcasing your vocabulary and your grammar that the meaning unfortunately is lost. Okay, so I really want you to be careful. Like, I'm having difficulty trying to follow your train of thought because it's kind of bogged down by a lot of this kind of advanced language you're trying to use. Okay, advanced language is great, but it's really important to use it successfully. Okay, what I would like you to think about is making sure that your language is clear, it's understandable, and then once you've accomplished that, then work on how to improve it and make it like a higher level vocabulary and grammar. In my personal opinion, both types of shopping should be incorporated. Careful with your typing. In our market, international products should be encouraged to exchange language and ideas. However, if the locally made items are of high quality, then the local products should take preference, no D, over the global ones. In conclusion, some researchers argue to depend only on local companies in order to increase a country's economy. On the other hand, other studies claim that international studies teach languages and exhibit cultural acknowledgement. In my point of view, both shoppings should be incorporated in the country. Okay, so again, I disagree with this 5 paragraphs. It should have been 1 paragraph which talked about why it's an invasion, another paragraph which talked about why it's beneficial in terms of language, culture, and ideas, and in that paragraph you should have incorporated your opinion. Like I said, a lot of the grammar and a lot of the vocabulary made this difficult to comprehend. I would like to see you writing a little more clearly, even if that means in the beginning a little more simply. There was not a lot in terms of this paragraph, in terms of the intrusion and invasion. It was underdeveloped. It was a little off topic. Here again, you talked about shopping and not so much marketing. So obviously, marketing does try to promote products to then be purchased, but using shopping and marketing as synonyms is not accurate. Okay, so now I don't know if there's a misunderstanding of the topic or if there is some sort of misunderstanding of vocabulary which is creating the problem. Either way, one of these 2 criteria would be, I don't want to say penalized, but would be marked down because of a misunderstanding like this. All right, so okay, so now I know from your email that you said you need a very high band score. I understand that. And for that reason, I really would like us to work together. I'd like to see you sign up to the online course. I think you'll find it very useful. I think it will give you a lot of the structure and a lot of the information you need in order to help you get the score that you require. Please do look into that option. I want to see more essays from you. I want to continue working. I think that it is possible for you to achieve your score, but there are a lot of things you have to do to get there. Okay? Good luck to you, and I look forward to seeing more of your essays.